Okay, so I'm making a mess. No, I'm not making a mess. I'm making these little, they're not buzz bars, but the supports for cable supports. So when I actually put my fuse box on here, so this is the, it looks a mess at the moment, it will be cleaned up. This is the side panel that goes there, and obviously this will be covering this area here, and I'm waiting for one of these to arrive, a fuse board. So the fuse board will go there like that. I took this from the one I've got installed already. I'm just making, like I did before, these little aluminium supports there just for the cables. And the thing is, because these holes are so close together for the wiring to go through, when I'm drilling it, it just pulls all this, it rips it to pieces. So when this is screwed in, I can drill these holes a lot neater. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. Hopefully it arrives today, but I can still run my wiring and leave this all in situ before and terminate it in the end. So I'm making these out of little this aluminium bar that I've got, and it doesn't take long at all. So right, crack on Paul. Right, so I'm ready to terminate my wiring on my passenger side now. It's been a long day today because I've been trying to get my head around what I need to put in here and what I was going to put in here for future proof. Okay, so I've got wiring for switches for light here, putting another switch down there. My unit, sorry, it's a right mess in there. My unit, which is going in here, that's got lights in it as well. I'll look at that in a bit. And this is all for a stereo, which I'm going to wire up at a later date. Okay, this wiring here runs around the van's various locations, one there in the door. So I'm going to run speakers in that at a later date, and that's the power wiring for that, for a stereo. I've also got my 240 or 230 volt 2.5 copper cable here to go for the twin gang plug socket. And the rest of it is just for lighting on this side, and also most of these wires are just for lighting that I'm going to put on there later on, extra stuff, so it won't be used, or it'll be just left unfused. But like I said, I don't want to end up ripping all this off to run things in later, so I'm trying to future proof it. But yeah, I'm going to terminate all these now. Right, so I'm that close from getting this van done. Okay, so I've skipped recording most of the work I've done for the past week, believe it or not. So I'm just going to run through now what I've got up to so far and where I'm at. I'm almost ready to screw in my my unit for my fridge and stuff. So I've had to make loads and loads, tons of adjustments, some for safety, some for practicality. So I'm going to explain to you what I've done now. Let's take a look. Got my wiring all done and terminated, and I've mounted these extra brackets in here. I've got some lighting to complete up there, but I'm going to do that another day. I've put an additional switch up there, look, just for the lights I'm going to attach to a roof rack system, which I will be making out of aluminium later. That job, not for now. So I've put these brackets in, these additional brackets, because they're strong and they're bolted in, and this is, as you can see there, it's bolted to the actual metalwork itself. Okay, and there's another one going to go up there. So these are for safety. It's for safety because many people do these camper self-build projects, stuff like that, but I see that they just screw things in wherever they can get it, woodwork, stuff like that. I'm having passengers in here, and our little baby's going to be in here, so I want this to be as safe as possible. God forbid we have a crash, or should I say some absolute prat drives into us. I want this to be safe for him. So I want things anchored down, not just screwed down with little brackets and stuff like that. Yeah, I've got a little bracket here to show you. So I'm not going to pick out any videos and stuff, but I do watch little camper build videos for some inspiration, stuff like that. But I've used these brackets just for shelves and things, but for things that's a main structural support, like a unit or stuff like this, I bolt it in, and using stuff like this and small screws, it's most likely with an impact just going to rip out and bend. So I do not want this whole unit thing going flying forward or coming away from where it's mounted to and hitting whoever's in the van. Okay, so I want things to be safe and sound. And plus, you want to make sure your electrics are safe. I will go into that in another video when I finish the van. But I'm thinking about safety, and I want this to be anchored in. Like I said, I don't want things to rattle around either, so I'm going to show you the unit I've done now. Alright, this is the back side of the unit, which I'm putting in the van. Which I'm putting in, of course I'm putting in the van. The fridge is going to go here. I've got my rear socket here for the fridge to plug into an additional power port there. It's going into this conduit. I've run some wiring down here, and I've used these. I'm going to clip this in. I've used this. This is a seal rubber window seal. I've used it as little ducting. Sorry, I burped then. Oh god. I use it as little ducting just to put my protect the cable when it's in there. You see there, look like that. It's pretty neat, isn't it? So this is the lights I'm going to have installed under here, and there's a switch. I think it's on the outside. Please don't tell me I forgot to put a bloody switch in. No, the switch is there. Crag. I thought I forgot to put a switch in then. So I'll spin that round and show you this side of it. I was going to put a microwave in here. I've measured up and I can put a microwave in. I've messed up as well, by the way. This 3M rubber trim tape stuff is brilliant. It's really good. It actually does stick down. I put a little bit of spray glue in there as well, but it does stick down. Look at that, how neat it can get into those corners. But silly me, I cut the damn thing. Yeah, this split here, this joint was supposed to be in the middle, but I thought I might be able to get away with it on the end there, so I'm going to replace that because I don't like that. I'll stop being anal, Paul there. I might replace it and pull it off. I've done the same down there as well. I should have actually put those together there in the middle, and you're less likely to see it then. But no, it's pretty good that. So my switch is there. This is just another little pigeonhole where I can store things in, and plus my electrics will be under there. I can get to that. I'm thinking of putting a cover over here, like a little shelf maybe, a cupboard front hatch, whatever you call it, right? I'm thinking of putting one here. Maybe I'll pull it down to access it, or maybe I'll lift it up to access it. Probably easier if I pull it down. And I'm also thinking of putting a table here as well. So on here, I'll put another table on there. That will come down like that. All right. Later on, though, I'm not going to do that now. So the fridge is going to go into here, and I've got a little hole cut out there because on the fridge, which is here, I need to latch it. So the fridge I've got, obviously, when you're driving, there's going to be absolutely crammed full of beer, right? So when I'm driving, I don't want this to break and they all come flying out and land on the dashboard and hit me in the head and fly and knock me out. You can imagine me braking and loads of beer, bottles of beer come flying out of here and plaster the whole front of the car, and police coming and I'm there stinking of booze and stuff. I'm only kidding. It's not going to be full of beer while I'm driving. I'm not a drink driver. So yeah, I put this latch in here because any contents in there needs locking down. It's a spring-loaded latch, so it doesn't bounce loose. You've got to put some effort in to get that out, and that fits under there just like that, so I can latch it. I'm going to turn that fridge over and show you some more things I've done. The fridge needs securing there as well. I can't just push it in and let it bounce around. So I've got just behind here, you can't see there's two holes drilled. You just see down there, look, holes drilled for the fridge to actually be bolted to this. And it's going to be bolted to the floor as well. So I've made these. This is the leg, the feet from the fridge. And I've made these little chunks of wood. It's pressed in there, and it's Haraldite as well. So Haraldite is very tough glue. And this is going to be screwed in, so all I have to do with this is screw that onto the bottom of the fridge. I've got another one on the other side as well. Screw it to the bottom of the fridge. Fridge pushes into here like that, and there's some holes under here to screw some screws straight into it, and that will keep that in place. Plus it's already bolted in there, so I don't want the fridge to be rattling around or anything like that. That's all stuff I've done. I can't remember if I put this in the other video actually. I'm a bit lazy, I'm not going to check, but I can't remember if I mentioned that in another video. Yeah, so the fridge is secure in there, don't want it rattling, anything like that. And I'm good to go now, so I'm going to get it all built up, get this wiring terminated and protected. Get the batteries charged. I'm not showing you this side yet, have I? Get the batteries charged and get this damn thing out of the garage. Right, that's secured. That I'm going to put some more little brackets just around here, but that is not going anywhere. It's bolted in there. It's bolted there and there. The lights work as well. So we're bolted up there, look, straight to the metalwork, and that's bolted to the floor. Happy with that. My circuit board's there. Yeah, so I'm going to run some additional brackets, some of these light ones, just to pin it in further. But I'm happy with that. And my lights work as well. I think that they might be a little bit bright, I don't know. They look okay. Look okay. Right, I'm going to end the video there now, because the next video you'll see, the van will be completed and we'll have a little tour around and explain what we're going to be doing next. Okay, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to fight through this and get all this chopping, screwing and gluing and wrapping done. I think you've seen enough of that right now, so I'm going to leave it there and I'll see you next time. Oh, in fact, I'll show you what I'm going to do with the solar power before I go. This is my van illustration here. So the solar power, which I'm going to put like this at the back of the van, I was going to bolt it down, and I'll explain what this is later. I was going to bolt it down, make a little aluminium frame and keep it low, but I'm wanting some kind of shelter, or maybe it's an awning, but a shelter, something that's deployable on the van but you can't see it. I don't want like a big awning on the side of it, anything like that. I want to also be able to get into the drive-thrus at KFC and stuff, so yes. You can't do that with a big awning on. So I want to try and make something that's retractable, that gives me shelter, but also has this solar power attached to it, alright? So what I'm thinking of is I would like something to come out here, and maybe something come out on the sides, you know. So think about, I've got the top of the van, so I want an awning to come out on the top of the van, and perhaps one that comes out on the side like that, you know. And this is where bloody hell, I'm sorry. Right, so okay, we'll do this from the side view. So this is the van basically. It's not a good representation of a Transit, you know. So this is my van. And I've got my solar power on the roof. I might even put a sunroof in there, something like that, you know. That's lots of lighting. But I want the solar panels to retract and extend, so it comes out like that, and I can put it back again, and also if one come out on the side. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, right, I'm ready. Okay, so what I want to do is, when I pull up somewhere in my van, let's say a motocross track, I'm aiming more for that, I want to get out, open the back doors, and the solar panels, which are attached to a little platform thing, I want to pull them out like that. Pull it out so it provides shelter over the back doors, you know, just like that. And the side one there, on the side door, something I can pull out as well and provide a little bit of shelter over here. Just a little bit of shelter, you know. I don't plan on going anywhere in the rain, but that's what I want to do with it anyway. And maybe, I don't know, I might adventure a little bit further with it and convert it to something else. But it needs to be structurally sound as well, because there are people who make these custom van builds who have no engineering experience whatsoever, basic DIY skills maybe, and hats off to anybody who does this, but you have to make sure it's safe and secure, because if I start making roof rack systems, stuff like that, and just in case of an accident, I don't want the damn thing flying off, and worst case, I don't want to be driving down the motorway anywhere and it just detaches and hits somebody and kills someone. So things do need to be knuckled down safe. It has to be tested like that. So same for the interior as well. So when I finish this, I will go over the entire interior of that van and make sure things are structurally sound. One thing I'm going to be doing is those seat anchors. I'm going to go underneath the van and make some plates to bolt in there to which will strengthen the floor, because the floor is thin on the Transit and we don't want those seats to rip up or anything like that. It's going to be overkill, but safety is a key factor there. I've got family in there, or possibly other people, you know, passengers, and there's other road users as well, so we don't want any problems like that. Fire risks as well, you know. If you're doing electrics in your van, I know I'm going on a little bit, if you're doing electrics in your van, you really do need to know what you're doing when it comes to protection. I've seen lots of people do these van builds and there's wires just strung all over their van, not protected, and it looks like an absolute rat's nest. I can't stand messy wiring. Everything needs to be neat. It looks like a rat's nest, so just think about that if you're doing this as well. Okay, so safety on that factor. Right, I'm going to shoot off now and just blitz through this van, and the next video, which will be out in a couple of days or so, it will be done. Okay, all right, thank you for watching. See you next time.